We had some major things happen in match day 27, one of them being Joseph Martinez becomes the eighth in MLS history in goals, scoring 2 goals there in the midweek against the Red Bulls. Then Rios recorded the fastest goal in Atlanta history there in the midweek at 21 seconds, beating out Joseph Martinez's 47-second goal. And then the biggest news of all we witnessed history, Kevin Sullivan gets in for the Philadelphia Union, becoming the youngest player to debut in the MLS at 14 years old and 293 days. That is a crazy record to think that a 14-year-old was out there playing with professionals. He is now a professional. I hope that he has a phenomenal career. I hope that it does not become a bust, but only time will tell. Before we jump into match day 28, let's take a look at the Nerdy Soccer table. So Cote is still sitting on top with 24 points, but Matt is filling in that gap. He is sitting at 22 there for second. And then third, we have Jerry at 20. And then Save Crystal Gaming coming in at fourth with 19. And then we do have a draw there in the fifth spot with Sam and Joey Betts with 18 points. If you want to get involved, the QR code's there on the screen. There are 3 matches there for you to predict. There's also a link in the description. Get involved. Cote had a bigger lead, and they're gaining on them. So we'll see. We've got plenty of time left. Join in on the fun. It's such a good time. And let's jump into match day 28. So starting off, we have Atlanta United versus the Columbus Crew. Atlanta United currently 1 draw and 4 losses in their last 5 matches. Columbus Crew 4 wins and a draw in their last 5 matches. Atlanta at home this season, 4 wins, 3 draws, and 5 losses, where the Crew 6 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses on the road. The win probability in this one is heavily in favor of Columbus. Atlanta are struggling. They released their coach. They transfer a whole bunch of guys. They were up 2-0 against NYCFC and then let them come back and get that draw there in the midweek. I can't go with Atlanta here. I say that Columbus, even though Columbus looked like they struggled, they held possession against Charlotte there in the midweek, but just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. But I think they do okay here against Atlanta, and they win this match 2-1 there at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So that leads us into Montreal versus Toronto FC. Currently Montreal, 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in their last 5 matches. Toronto, 1 win and 4 losses in their last 5 matches. Montreal at home, though, 4 wins, 5 draws, and 2 losses. Toronto, 2 wins, 3 draws, and 8 losses on the road. The win probability is in heavy favor of Montreal. I guess not heavy at 57%, but the win probability for Toronto is only 20%. I was giving Toronto the benefit of the doubt. I thought they were going to go on the road and get a point there in Miami. I was completely wrong, and I can't go with that this time. I think Montreal get the job done at home and win this match 2-1 over Toronto. Next up, we have Inter Miami versus Chicago Fire. Currently, Inter Miami 4 wins and a loss in their last 5 matches. Chicago Fire 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses. We know that Inter Miami are very good at home. 7 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses. The Fire only 2 wins on the road with 4 draws and 6 losses. The win probability in favor of Inter Miami in this one. They're expected to score 2.1 goals, where Fire only 1.3. And it kind of ends that way. I think that Inter Miami have no problem with Chicago, even though Chicago beat Cincinnati there in the midweek 1-0. I think Miami have no problem with it, and I think they win this match 3-1 over the Fire. That leads us into New England Revs versus FC Dallas. Currently, the Revs 1 win and 4 losses in their last 5 matches. FC Dallas 3 wins and 2 losses, currently on a 2-match winning streak, and they are in favor in this one. The win probability is in favor of Dallas on the road. The Revs, though, at home, 4 wins, a draw, and 7 losses. FC Dallas, 0 wins on the road, 3 draws, and 8 losses. I don't understand how they get the win probability, but they do. And they're expected to score 1.5 goals, where the expected goals for the Revs is only 0.9 there at Gillette Stadium. I don't think that happens. I do, though, think that FC Dallas will go on the road and get a point here against the Revs. The Revs went on a nice little streak there for a while, playing very well, and then they have fallen off. I mean, Philadelphia Union smashed them there in the midweek. But I think that Dallas go on the road, get a point, and I think this match ends in a 2-2 draw there at Gillette Stadium. Next up, we have one of the matches that you get to predict there on the Google Forms if you want to get on the Nerdy Soccer table. That is the New York Red Bulls versus FC Cincinnati. Currently, the Red Bulls 1 win and 4 draws in their last 5 matches, where FC Cincinnati 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. The Red Bulls are still unbeaten at home, 6 wins, 5 draws, 0 losses. Cincinnati, 9 wins, only 1 draw, and only 1 loss on the road. Cincinnati, I don't know what happened these past 2 games. They're currently on a 2-match losing streak. Let's see if they turn it around here. I'm not 100% sure. They do have the win probability at 40%. Red Bulls are at 34%. It's going to be a close one. The expected goals is pretty close, 1.4 to 1.3. And I actually think that it ends like that. I think that Cincinnati go on the road and the Red Bulls get another draw, which will make 5 in a row. And I think this match ends in a 1-1 draw there in New Jersey. That takes us to Orlando City versus NYCFC. Currently, Orlando City 4 wins and a loss in their last 5 matches. Currently on a 4-match winning streak. NYCFC 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in their last 5 matches. Orlando City at home 3 wins, 3 draws, and 5 losses. Where NYCFC are 3 wins, 3 draws, and 6 losses on the road. So that record there is pretty similar for both teams. The win probability in favor of Orlando at 35%, but a very close 32% for NYCFC and a 33% for the draw. The expected goals here is very low, 0.9 for Orlando, 0.8 for NYCFC. I don't think that happens. I think we see more than that. And I'm going to say that we see 5 goals in this match, and I think Orlando City get the job done there at home and win this match 3-2 over NYCFC. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Union versus Nashville SC. Currently, Philadelphia 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5 matches. Nashville SC currently on a 5-match losing streak. When is that going to turn around? Hopefully, things start to turn around for Nashville. Some injuries and just some bad run of luck right now. Philadelphia at home, though, 2 wins, 4 draws, and 6 losses. Nashville only 2 wins, 3 draws, and 6 losses on the road. The win probability is in favor of the Union. With the way that they played against the Revs, I think that they could play that way against Nashville here. And I think that this match, Philadelphia gets the job done. Nashville just not in a very good form right now. And I think we see 6 goals, and we see Philadelphia win this match 4-2 over Nashville. Moving on down to Texas, we have Austin versus Charlotte. Currently, Austin are 2 wins and 3 losses in their last 5 matches, where Charlotte 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Charlotte did have a very good game against Columbus, even though Columbus had a lot of the possession and had a bunch of shots, but they score late to tie and get that point on the road at Lower.com Field. But Austin at home, 6 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. Charlotte, 4 wins, 2 draws, and 6 losses on the road. The win probability is in favor of Charlotte at 44%. They're expected to score 1.3. Austin's supposed to score 1.06. I guess we'll just throw that in there. And I think that it ends like that. If you round down, I think that we get a draw. I think Charlotte goes on the road and ties Austin 1-1 there at Q2 Stadium. Then we go to 2 teams that I'm very disappointed with right now. That is Minnesota United versus San Jose Earthquakes. I thought Minnesota, they started off so good and have fallen off, and the Earthquakes just haven't even started. Currently, Minnesota 1 draw and 4 losses in their last 5 matches. Earthquakes are 1 win and 4 losses in their last 5 matches. Minnesota at home 4-4-4, where the San Jose Earthquakes are 1 win, a draw, and 9 losses on the road. The win probability in favor of Minnesota, and I think that goes that way. I think that Minnesota have no problem with the Earthquakes, and they win this match 3-1 over the Earthquakes. Now we move on to a big rivalry match here over the weekend. We have Sporting Kansas City versus St. Louis City. Currently, Sporting Kansas City 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. St. Louis City 1 win and 4 losses in their last 5 matches. Sporting Kansas City at home, 4 wins, 3 draws, and 5 losses, where St. Louis is still looking to get their first road win. Will it happen this weekend? Currently no wins, 5 draws, 6 losses on the road for them. The win probability in favor of Sporting Kansas City at 43%, with a close 39% for St. Louis. The expected goals here, 2.8 to 2.6, and I think that we see goals. I think that we're going to get 6 of them, and St. Louis is going to go on the road and get a point. I think that this match ends in a 3-3 draw there in Kansas City. So another game that is out there for you all to make your predictions for, that is the Colorado Rapids versus Real Salt Lake. Currently, the Rapids are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Real Salt Lake, 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. The Rapids at home are 7 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses. Real Salt Lake, 4 wins, 7 draws, and 2 losses on the road. Real Salt Lake are without Arango, and that kind of showed against LAFC. They did draw against LAFC on the road, so that's hard to go with. But I think the Rapids, even though the win probability is in favor of Real Salt Lake, I think the Rapids win at home here, and I think they win this match 2-1 over Real Salt Lake. Then that third game for you all to predict out there, that is Seattle versus LAFC. Currently Seattle 5-match winning streak, where LAFC are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5 matches. Seattle 6 wins, 5 draws, and only 1 loss there at home. LAFC 4 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses on the road. The win probability is in favor of Seattle, especially with the current form that they are in. The expected goals for this is 1.2 to 0.7. I don't know why I'm going with this. I think Seattle are playing fantastic right now, which to be honest, I'm surprised that Seattle are this good. I know that they had a lot of injuries and stuff at first, and maybe that's why I felt that way, because of how they started the beginning of the season. But I think LAFC go on the road here and get a point. I think this match ends in a 2-2 draw there at Lumen Field. On to our second to last matchup, we have Vancouver Whitecaps versus Houston Dynamo. Currently, the Whitecaps 4 wins and a draw in their last 5 matches. Houston 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5 matches. Vancouver are currently on a 3-match winning streak. They're at home, they are 5 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses, where Dynamo are 5 wins, 2 draws, and 5 losses on the road. Even with the way that Vancouver are winning right now, Dynamo have the win probability at 49%, but I can't go with that. I think with the form that Vancouver have, even though Houston's playing very well right now too, I think Vancouver get the job done at home and win this match 1-0 over the Dynamo. And for our final match of the weekend, we have LA Galaxy versus the Portland Timbers. Currently, the Galaxy 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, where Portland Timbers are 4 wins and a loss in their last 5, currently on a 2-match winning streak. Galaxy, though, have only lost 1 match at home with 8 wins and 3 draws, and then Portland only 3 wins, 3 draws, and 6 losses on the road. Win probability, 44% to the Galaxy. They're expected to score 2 goals, where Portland's 1.8, and I think that it's going to be close to that, but I think that the Galaxy win there at home over Portland, even though I like what Portland's doing. They're scoring goals right now, but I think the Galaxy win this match 2-1 over the Timbers. So that is it for my predictions. Tell me down below what your predictions are for this weekend. Also, if you want to get involved, QR codes there on the screen. Join in on the Nerdy Soccer table and see where you rank compared to the other subs and viewers of the channel. But until then, we will see you for the next video.